Hi folks, this is your MWIS Fleeting View looking through the extended bank holiday weekend. Some changeable and rather lively conditions in the forecast this weekend, unfortunately. The first signs of that approaching from the west on Friday, but Friday daytime is by and large a good day. A chilly start with a touch of frost in the valleys and the glens. Sunshine pretty widely and wind fairly light. But strengthening southwesterlies will appear toward the west of Scotland, and high cloud will start to build ahead of a frontal system approaching. Now, some spots of rain may start to develop from elevated cloud layers near to western coasts in Scotland through the afternoon, but particularly onwards toward the evening time, that started to become more persistent around the islands and then encroaching further onto the mainland, heading further into the evening. Some steadier, more persistent rain soonest nearest the west coast. Furthest east, chances are you'll get away well toward evening before seeing anything at all. Going onwards in 3-hour time steps though, the rainfall accumulation showing greater because of that. It's a rather wet picture through the night into Saturday. Rain for all areas then, heading through those overnight hours. A front will pass eastwards through toward dawn, the steadiest and most persistent of that rain tending to clear, but we're then left in the warm sector of this weather system, and that means a rather humid atmosphere. Drizzle, rain and low cloud will be in the picture throughout Saturday. A brisk southwesterly wind as well, rather blustery across all the hills and mountains, and staying damp all the way through the day across those western areas. Some breaks in the cloud and the drizzle at times across more eastern and northeastern parts, particularly the far north of Scotland, may just get away with a few hours during the afternoon. But further west and southwest across all regions, some heavier rain developing onwards into Saturday evening as the more active part of the frontal system starts to sweep in. So some further heavy rain for a good number of hours on Saturday evening. The wind strengthening to gale force as well, pretty widely across the hills and the mountains onwards into the night. This area of low pressure is then going to be on the scene throughout Sunday and into Monday as well, driving continued rather unsettled conditions. Some further heavy rain could be around still up to dawn on Sunday across Scotland. The wraparound of a frontal system tending to pull away northwards through the morning hours, so early steady or heavy rain even in places toward the northwest, tending to break up to become showery, and that will be the main difference between Saturday and Sunday's forecast. Saturday is a drizzly damp picture, whereas Sunday sees a more changeable sort of day, but the rain tending to be heavier when you do see it. So bursts of rain and showers, those most frequent across western Scotland, at times merging still into near frequent precipitation. A rather chilly picture too in the strong to gale force winds, even severe gales across the highest of tops for periods during Sunday. Squally gusts, air temperature only a few degrees above freezing towards higher terrain, so do factor in that rather cold feel. Some hail in the mix in those heavier showers, chance of isolated thunder toward the coast in northwest Scotland, and even some wet snow mixed in on the higher Munros. Further south and east, a showery picture still, not quite as extensively, and the driest of conditions found around the Peak District and South Wales. Some breaks in the showers too toward the eastern part of Scotland, with some higher cloud bases at times. Take that story on, if you can bear it, into Bank Holiday Monday, and it's still a showery story across the country with those strong westerlies up to gale force still across higher Scottish mountains, and still a showery air mass. So once more we'll see some bursts of rain, again some hail and thunder perhaps in the mix toward the northwest of Scotland, and temperatures still staying on the cool side. Once more, best of some sunnier conditions and brighter conditions overall across eastern Scotland and toward the Peak District south and east of Wales. So waterproofs and windproofs at the ready. Check all your local details updated every day throughout the weekend on our website. That's your Fleeting View. Thanks for watching.